What's going on, Wolfpack Nation? Thank you so much for tuning back in here for part 2 of our interview here with Madison Hayes, guard for NC State women's basketball. If you haven't checked out part 1 already yet, make sure to go check that out. That is a must-do. Definitely go check that out. I was going to be talking about Madison Hayes' journey to NC State here, talk about Westmore, talk a little bit about tournament, but we're going to pick that up right here. So, Greg, I apologize. I know I interrupted you last time, but just again, eventually we can't have 2, 1 hour episodes. We got to cut it off eventually. So Greg, I'll hand it over to you now.
No, Madison, you're so fascinating. Your story is so good. We just want to know everything about you. But so we heartbreakingly lose that game, and
to be
just
clear,
I know a few. I want to say maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right?
Yes.
Fair. Very, very fair. NC State women's basketball's Twitter handle dropped a video a couple weeks ago, basically culminating the whole season, and I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear at the end of that video watching how the season ended, and just how much, no matter, and we kind of talked about it, everyone had that role. There were no egos on that team, and you could genuinely see that after the end of the season, how it ended. So now we're getting ready for a new one. We've brought some new folks in, some new faces. We're not
right.
We're reloading. I don't think we're not rebuilding. And Coach Moore's like, okay, we'll let's go. We'll run it back. But so what are you doing now? Like, you back home? Are you in Raleigh? Off-season workouts?
I'm in Raleigh now. We had to come back for the individual camp that we just had from that was last week. So we just started working out, as in lifting, conditioning yesterday, like at 7:45 in the morning. Which is not the best thing that I like, because I'm not a morning person. But you gotta do what you gotta do as an athlete. But today we just had our first basketball workout, which is really good. It was a really good workout. For our first workout, it was really good.
Good. And too, Greg kind of mentioned, the new faces, new names, obviously one that with my wife being a Gamecock, Sanaya Rivers, here,
Yeah.
I know, but so obviously bringing Sanaya Rivers over is awesome, but also too Mimi Collins, River Baldwin.
Right.
Again, just some great pieces that can jump right in, on top of Camila Hobby, Jakia, yourself, Diamond Johnson. So, what's the kind of overall feel, and what would you say the biggest difference will be for fans who watch last year's team compared to this year's team? What would you say the biggest difference is?
I think that I feel like a lot of fans are going to want to compare, both of the teams, obviously. And, I feel like after watching us work out, we're really scary, as in guard wise, and, River's going to come in August. And so it's just this is going to be our chemistry type thing. Now we're going to be the older group, so it's it's exciting. I'm excited. This is a really good team. Sanaya's Mimi spoke to River a couple times. They're really good people, really good people.
I want to ask you about that. Go ahead. No, you got it.
Do you think you guys, go ahead, Macon. No. So, I mean, I think you bring up a great point. Is people are going to want to compare last year's team to this year's team, and the crazy thing about college basketball, it's got to be ever evolving. Whether you got people graduating, transferring, whatever, is it probably safe to say that this is going to be a more athletic team? I feel like we're going to be running and gunning a lot more instead of the half court sets
going. Obviously, if I do start, and I hope I do, but if I don't, but
let's go.
I'm gonna get the rebounds and I'm gonna push it up and go ahead and give it out. Sanaya's gonna be running the floor, whatever. Kia's gonna be running the floor, Diamond. So it's gonna be a lot athleticism on this team, a lot.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm curious too, because you mentioned Mimi and you mentioned River. We haven't seen them yet because they're coming in as transfers, for those who don't know.
Right.
And they both are centers, obviously, to replace Elisa. So can you talk about their game, how they, again, in the comparing portion of this conversation, I guess, how are they similar? How are they different than Elisa? I mean, there's two of them.
Mimi is a 4-player. She's not a center. So
okay, my bad.
Yeah, she's a 4-player, and River's a center, but River, looking at her game from when we played her last year, I think she has a really good mid-range shot. I really think she does for her to be a big,
Mm-hmm.
I think, for her to take charges, for her to be 6'5" is crazy because I don't take charges. But I mean, she takes charges. I mean, that's just, she brings, that fire. She has that fire in her, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really seen too much because she really didn't play too much in the games with us. But from what I've seen when she got in the game, I think that she could bring a lot to this team, like open up the floor a lot more, a little bit. But
And
compared to Elisa,
yeah.
Elisa shot threes. I think River can. She just chooses not to, which is not the best
Mm-hmm.
thing. But you got to prove it to coach more, basically.
Sure. Well,
But
and gotta give a shout out to my girl Camille Hobby because I'm a huge fan of Camille Hobby.
yeah,
The
Camille.
yeah.
She's oh my god. Yeah, she'll
She's
get
a
in there,
banger.
and she's gotten so much better. Like she
Mm-hmm.
works hard every day. She works out every day. Every minute that she can get on the floor, like she's on it. You think you're
Yeah.
gonna go to the gym by yourself late at night? She's in there. So
Let's go.
yeah, but Mimi, she's really aggressive. She's kind of plays like me, but she's like bigger. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
she's got a little handle. She can shoot the ball. She obviously has post moves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she can really stretch. She's like a stretch forward, so she can really like be a wing kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
good.
And I'll be honest with you too, Mass. Obviously, my wife and I, we went to the first game of the year, State versus South Carolina, and obviously with my wife going to South Carolina, she wore a state shirt and a South Carolina hat. I wore all NC State, but I know, I'm sorry, but again, her money went there, so I get it, but yeah. So, but the one thing which I did want to say about that game, it was the most intense, craziest game, one of the craziest games I've been to. It was insane. There was not a single seat, a single foot in the house where another fan could have fit, to watch that game. It was just shoulder to shoulder. And and obviously one of the things too, which I kind of too, which we always, I think a lot of people were talking about, is the potential of what if we face South Carolina in the national championship game, like that how crazy would it be that the first game of college basketball and the last game of college basketball is State versus South Carolina, and because because I mean they beat us I think by 8, something like that, but
Nine.
9.
Yeah,
Okay, 9.
yeah.
And see, I love that you remember that number. I love that,
Yeah.
Madison. I love that. And but obviously, like Diamond Johnson, I think that she was still just getting, still getting used to things, getting used to, kind of, getting into the game, being a team player, things like that. And so I mean, it would have been a completely different game. So that's why, and also too, I think that the interesting potential of having the two best centers of women's college basketball going against each other once again would have been so sick. And I think also too that we would have given a much better fight than UConn did in the national championship game as well. But
we don't have to talk about that. I think they already know. It's all right.
Yeah, they know. They know they got it easy by getting UConn instead of us, because we were ready for them. So, but wanted to kind of talk a little bit about just kind of college basketball and women's college basketball in general. And just like I said, I think that one of the things that I think that a lot of fans are really starting to try, kind of helping fans buy into it. I think I mentioned in the first part was how it's become more diversified. It's not just UConn winning it all and then who gets to lose them. I mean, there's a bunch of different teams that are in the race now, specifically ACC. ACC is getting dangerous right now. So, I mean, kind of, if you don't mind, just kind of talk a little bit about that in terms of like, how much you've seen, from, when you started kind of following, college basketball for women, kind of talk about that development, and also too, just kind of, does it kind of change your mindset at all? Like thinking like, now it's just tough just to get out of the ACC, and then much less, trying to go win a national championship now too.
Right. I mean, obviously, watching it, like UConn was always up there. Like that was the blue collar school.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tennessee or anybody else. But that was the two that, I've talked, I had a dream school when I was younger. I wanted to go to North Carolina, but it changed.
Well, let's slide.
Yeah, I know
We'll
it
let it
changed.
slide.
It changed.
I mean, lady on the South Carolina thing. I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying though, but after a while it changed. It definitely changed. After being in the SEC and then being in the ACC now, SEC is just like it's filled with bigs like that are really, really good, and like ACC is more like guard play. I think that's like the difference that I get between both of them, especially being in both of them. It's free game now. It's like everybody is just there's not that two teams that's always up there. It's like this team can win it, we can win it, South Carolina can win it, UConn, whoever, like even the lowest team could go far. It's like it happens.
Yeah.
And so like because Tennessee got beat by a small team. You know what I mean? Like during the tournament. So it's just like I think they got beat by Belmont or something like that. And
yep.
Yeah, it was Belmont. Yeah, because
yep.
But it's just like anybody can be beat. Anybody. That's why you take it one step at a time, especially in college basketball.
Yeah.
So we just recently celebrated the 50th anniversary of Title IX, and obviously that opened a lot of opportunities and doors for females in sports for college. Just talk to me a little bit about that, the opportunities that you've been given through that, and then tying that back to now NIL, right? Because now you can brand yourself. And so we're going from 50 years where women weren't playing sports to today where you can do NIL. Just talk to me a little bit about how much all that means to you.
Like even from when little boys would tell me I can't play with them, that would just, it would make me mad because it's just like, I can play with y'all, even though, it was made by men.
I haven't grown yet,
but
I'm going to be playing with you, right?
Team. I played on the boys team growing up, and it was just like, and then after a while, that was kind of like my side thing with softball, since softball was my first sport. But after getting into basketball and just seeing like people really didn't appreciate, or think that we were entertaining, or didn't think that just because we didn't dunk or we didn't do this spectacular things, it didn't make us, entertaining or watchable, on TV. And we barely had a channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, even in the league, professional WNBA league barely has a channel on TV. And I feel like even like 2 years ago, my freshman year at Mississippi State, like seeing like they're giving us terrible food, even though I wasn't there, seeing that and seeing like the boys get this big old weight room and like
ridiculous,
like restaurant material food, like it was just disappointing. I think just from the NCAA, it was just really disappointing. Like you would think, they would support us, and it didn't feel like it at that time. And I feel like now, seeing that people actually watch us and think of us as like role models and supports us to the fullest, not even just with basketball, but with like our lives in general. Like they want to get to know us, not just basketball. And I feel like,
absolutely.
I think it's gotten a lot better from when that happened, for sure.
One of the things that I enjoy, so after I had broke my leg, I got to spend a lot of time in Raleigh, and got to go to some of my first games at Reynolds watching the women play. The one thing I always enjoyed was seeing you guys take the opportunity to take pictures with little fans, right? And because, those are your next generation of athletes. And then now you using your platform. So I kind of do want to know about your platform, and do you sell any kind of gear or merch or any of that kind of stuff? Because one of my guilty pleasures is collecting NIL gear from state players.
I'm trying to, get some merch and trying to figure out, what I'm gonna do. Haven't really started that yet. Just trying to figure out like, what I want to do, outside of basketball. But definitely merch is definitely gonna come soon for sure. Just got to figure out a name and the brand and all that. But
okay,
let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna give it to y'all for sure.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flightland's Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flightland's Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flightlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flightlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. Well, let's go. All right, yeah, no, we'd be happy to promote. That'd be awesome. And Greg and hey, probably myself too. Wouldn't be surprised if I get my hands on some of that too. So, but yeah, I mean, one of the things that so we actually did some digging, and one of the things that actually was actually might surprise a lot of state fans is actually so NC State basically keeps track of social media followers, and they have a list basically of followers, and actually the top 3 athletes that have the biggest following are actually all women. The top followed person is Caitlin Tuffy, the national champion for cross country, and then Haley Merchant, the gymnast, and then you actually have the third most highest followers. Yeah, and well, and the interesting thing too, actually, I'll kind of throw this little tidbit in there as well, is that Caitlin and Haley have pretty much just Instagram, while you actually have Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So TikTok game strong, absolutely.
TikTok game strong.
How important do you feel it is, especially with NIL the way it is? I mean, to have that following, because I mean, did you already have this big of a following even before NIL as well? And then, I mean, and then if you did already have that big of a following, what did it come from? I mean, were you already kind of promoting yourself even before NIL was a thing?
Yeah. So I kind of had a big following, sort of. It was like I was always around like 10K, which is a lot, but
yeah.
I got it from, USA when I went to Mongolia. That's where most of them got it. Like I got it from there. Like when I went to Mongolia to win the gold medal, and I won it. And, a lot of them found my Instagram and DM'd me and all that stuff. And it's just like, being nice to fans. I feel like that was the biggest thing, because some people are just really, rude and don't want to talk or don't give them the time of day, which you kind of brought up, we take pictures with our fans. I feel like, I'm a part of the Beautiful Ballers thing.
I like that. Beautiful Ballers.
So that's kind of like my brand, but I'm trying to get my own, shirts and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like I'm a part of that. And
can you tell us who else is a part of that?
So
just real quick?
Chrissy Carr she goes to Arkansas now. She was at Syracuse. That's one person that I know. They're not all basketball. Some of them are soccer, volleyball, basketball. Cool. Yeah, I mean it's all over, like all women athletes.
And there's social media for that.
It's definitely going to be on Beautiful Ballers for sure, because it's they'll see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so, I mean, cool. Again, obviously NIL, it's all about marketing yourself for sure. And, so, I mean, me telling you that, cause I mean, I guess, you didn't know that, in terms of how, again, the top 3, are women and you were third. I mean, so would you even go as far as saying that women athletes are underrated even, when it comes to NIL and marketing? I mean, cause then you have, just from a social media perspective, obviously, I mean, facts don't lie, that you have more people looking at your social media than, any other athlete, at NC, any male athlete at NC State.
Right. We're definitely underrated. I feel like, people look at us as like women, not even just as athletes, but like women, like we're trying to market ourselves and, like market ourselves the wrong way. This is not how you're supposed to do it this way. You're supposed to do it that way. Like, but I just feel like we're just so unique as women, and especially as athletes, to have the time to like do these things. You would think we already got enough time on our hands. Like we don't, but we make it happen. And that's just, especially me trying to look for NIL deals, like getting things that I want to do, like modeling or sports broadcasting. This is like, that's what I want to do. Yeah. And, I want to find a mentor that's going to help me or do internships and stuff like that. Like this is going to help me, not even just the money part, but just helping me throughout my life after basketball, because it's going to stop eventually. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Amen. And kind of talk a little about that too. I know obviously you're part of the Pack of Wolves collective. And so, one of the things that we've been trying to push for sure, and because we know that, from talking to the Pack of Wolves people and being part of the events, that they fully understand that it's an educational thing. It's not just, something that you can just pick up on, like, what is it? It takes time to kind of understand that it's not just simply just putting money in a pocket for NIL deals. It's basically, just like you said, getting players ready for life after the sport, after basketball, after football, getting them prepared professionally, so that way they can interview, they can, be smart financially, they can handle themselves from a business wise. So, can you talk about, what it's been like being a part of the Pack of Wolves collective, and then kind of what's the biggest, impact piece? Like if you were kind of talking to a person, trying to explain up to a person, what's special about the Pack of Wolves, collective, what would you say to that? Why? Yeah.
Why should they join?
I just got one of my teammates to join Pack of Wolves yesterday. So, but
let's go.
I would just say to like the person that I'm talking to, is just like, you're representing not just yourself, but the school. That's like the biggest thing. You're not, and the fans that, went here before, the people that's been here, that's went to school here before, and your sport, your coaches, your family, all that. Like, it's just so important. And a lot of people don't realize that, like, you're representing everybody, not just you. Even though you are doing stuff for you, but you're representing them. I feel like they give ample opportunities to, like, I would ask Molly, like, I want to do some things that's like, that I like to do, like modeling stuff, for like Adidas or Nike or Under Armour, like something, or, sports broadcasting, like getting to interview people, like, at football games, like different stuff like that, like at the school, that could like help me get into, trying to do what I want to do after basketball. And, they really helped with that. Just been keeping me in the loop and getting connections, and that's really helped with everything, for sure.
Exactly. Well, and again, because that's the biggest thing I'd say too, is that again, the Pack of Wolves is just not only a network of players, but it's also a network of businesses, a network of business people, so that way you're getting put in touch, you're getting the opportunity to talk to these business owners, these people, in the sports broadcasting area. So again, it's a great network for sure. So kind of unfortunately got to wrap this up again eventually, but before we ended this, wanted to kind of take an opportunity to kind of get to know you more on a personal basis. And this is actually something we did back in our earlier episodes, like when we first started Tuffy Talk, but we haven't really done it a lot recently, so we're going to kind of bring this back here for you. So basically we're going to be doing some rapid fire questions, kind of this or that questions.
Okay.
We're going to put you on the spot. So are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hold on, before we get started, this isn't pass failed. Whatever you feel is the correct answer. We're not going to judge you. We won't judge you.
What? That is terrible. No, nothing like that. Yeah, no. Ever. Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's the worst hot take ever.
So here we go. All right. So beach or mountains?
Beach.
Okay. Winter or summer?
Summer.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Really? Okay. Favorite fast food?
Oh Lord, McDonald's. I like McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Okay. All right.
All their cheeseburgers are hard to eat. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Megan. Come on, man. All right. Pancakes or waffles?
I like pancakes.
All right. Go out or stay in?
Stay in.
Okay.
Stay in. Yeah.
All right. Twitter or TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay. All right. Favorite uniform combo?
Ooh. Like the state one?
Yeah. Of course.
The black and the glow in the dark numbers. That's I like that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
That's tight.
Game-winning shot or game-winning stop?
Oh, game-winning stop. That's me.
Let's go. Yes, let's go, Madison.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay.
Like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
We know where your heart's at.
All right. Favorite Howling Cow flavor?
Howling what?
Howling Cow.
Ice cream.
No, we
Ice
will.
cream.
Howling
Ice cream.
Cow.
Okay, I was like,
You never heard of Howling Cow?
I've never had that before. No.
Okay.
What?
Library at some point.
I mean, we know you're an
Yeah,
athlete.
go to the library.
Howling
Please
Cow
go
ice
try
cream.
it, Madison. Please go try
Okay,
it.
I will.
Please do. All right.
We're gonna have a follow-on
Here's
interview
what we're
just
gonna
for
do.
that question.
I'm gonna ask you, when you go to Howling Cow, what flavor are you going to get? AK, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
So
Okay. All right. Cool. It's a die for.
They got that.
Madison.
You're
Trust
good.
me for it. And actually, you know what? I was gonna say when you try it, DM us and tell us that it's the bomb.
I got you.
DM us and tell us that. Yes, that's the bomb.
And make sure you post it too.
All right.
I guarantee you're going to get more followers just by posting Howling Cow.
Absolutely. All right. So a couple more here. Beating UNC or beating Louisville?
That's hard.
That is.
Dang, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. We can't lose to UNC, so it got to be UNC. That's
Okay. Yeah. No, absolutely. They said the gym is small, and we're gonna hold that against them for the rest of their lives.
Sweep them. It's all right.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. That's right. That's right. All right. Swishing a three or breaking a defender's ankles?
Oh, I'd rather break somebody's ankles. That's more entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the last one. LeBron or MJ?
MJ. That's it. MJ.
Let's go.
It.
Let's go.
Last Dance.
That's right. One of the greatest documentaries ever. I love Last Dance. Love Last Dance. Go, Greg.
I have a bonus. Favorite spot on campus?
Like hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Just wherever. Your favorite spot on campus?
Fair enough.
Okay. Double follow on. By yourself or with the crowd?
By myself. I kind of like staying to myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you ever see?
No.
What you?
I just said that was some good questions. Like I really haven't thought about that.
Cool. Good. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Well, again, just hey, little stuff, especially now that we know you didn't have Howling Cows, and now we're gonna hold you to it and say, hey, now you gotta go try it. So
that sounds
absolutely. But yeah, and what was I? Oh, and because did you ever see Reynolds before it got renovated?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that definitely, but again, it's beautiful now for sure. I mean, it was beautiful for two different reasons, obviously. So, it's kind of a tough choice, really, if you kind of ask me, like, Reynolds pre versus after, renovations, because again, they're both beautiful and special, and they're different for their own different reasons. But anyway, so with that being said, though, Madison, thank you so much for joining us. I think that hope you had a great time, and again, I know our fans had a great time getting to know you, and again, just kind of getting excited for this upcoming season here. Again, that definitely should be a special one for sure. So, Madison, I know again you're still working on your merch, and again, we'll make sure to have the links to your social media in the description for our videos and stuff like that. But just wanted to double check one more time, make sure. Anything you wanted to plug or anything you want to say to the state fans, viewers, anything like that?
Stay tuned to the season. It's going to be a great season, and, get the tickets because, I want to meet everybody, that goes to the games and wants pictures and wants to talk.
Let's go.
And go Pack.
Hey, go Pack. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, again, make sure, Wolfpack Nation, definitely go give Madison a follow, again, on all of her social media for sure. And again, just like she said, make sure to go support these girls. Again, they 100% support Reynolds being sold out every single night. I know that we've done an amazing job of that already, but again, we just got to keep that going and keep making Reynolds one of the, if not actually making Reynolds the toughest place to play in women's college basketball, no doubt about it. So, so thank you all so much again for tuning in, and also too, if you don't mind as well for us, hit that subscribe button so that way you are notified, and actually hit that notification bell as well, so that way you're notified on all your devices whenever we go live or release any new NC State content. Give this video a like as well, so that way YouTube will put this video in front of more NC State fans. Also, to give us a follow, Tuffy Duck now on Twitter or Instagram. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and hey, as always, go Pack, y'all. We'll see y'all soon.